So, a wee breeze here and definitely feel katabatic, whereas it's almost calm about another 100 feet down there. And when the mountain bikers out, but yeah, I see wee bits of grass moving. So probably about 3-4 knots downslope. Craigowl. Probably take off round the face there. That's the road all the way down to the farm, and that's the breeze. The sights I drove by to have a look at with James after flying yesterday. Another hard work up there along to Ark Hill. That valley down there, almost no mist. You get really nice heat trap in there. And Tay Valley side, mist. And the Craigowl low-lying mist with inversion. It's just almost at the top of Craigowl. Just in case you see what the wind direction is. I'm guessing westish, so it's got to be a technical takeoff. Either that or hike back down, because I'm running towards the end of the day. Now in a second, yeah, oh, not too bad at all. So if we've got that, that'll be good. Wind turbine over there showing southwesterly. So although there's no sun on the face of this hill at the moment, once the sun drops below the cloud layer there, we might get sun back on the face of the hill, and we could get more of a southerly. So not only giving better takeoff potential, the chance of some soaring, but there'll still be the low level, 300 feet and below. That's 300 feet ground level. There'll still be the low level katabatic flow down the front face of the hill. But we've flown down over the back a couple of times. Dave was up here one day flying that side, and then I drove round and did the retrieve. And the trees over there, that's the back of Ochterhouse Hill. And then sort of a wee bit the boonies there before you're down into the valley and the road again. Quite a long walk out if you go over the back and land short. Lovely crisp day though. Goes down to the farm would be in that direction, and the wind was blowing straight down that way. That's round 180 degrees, and the road here goes round the hill and through the gap that way. And the point of the comment is there. So here it's going that way, whereas on the other side of the hill the airflow lower down is katabatic downslope. So it could be that there's just katabatic on all sides of the hill, or it could be, as indicated by the turbine, that just in the last 5 minutes walking around the hill it switched. But I think it more likely that it was katabatic flow rather than a sudden switch, because there's not been a great change in lighting. Now the sun, you can just see starting to break below the clouds, so we're getting light on the face of the hill here, and in a few minutes time, if there's any chance of it, we'll get more airflow up at the top of the hill coming up. So a good time to arrive at takeoff with a bit of luck. Find out in a minute. Right, so NATS, Civil Aviation Authority, Craigowl radio mass, up at the trig point. Breeze feels to be coming slightly to the right of the sun, so probably along to that end of the takeoff. See if it's doable. If not, hike across to the other side and fly from there. Smoke down in the valley won't show up particularly well, but let's see if we can get in the camera. We're over there, but generally looks southwest. And the mist, as you'd expect, starting to build up again down in the valley. Some very low-lying smoke just blowing straight along. And again, I'll see if I can get that on camera. Yep, there. So big inversion. And that one. Noticeable breeze here, and the direction's not great. I would say that's hitting almost 4 or 5 knots now. Get battery warning, but there's the the road down and it cuts through the gap. Power lines go underground, so it's actually not too bad for flying here when it's soarable. You can scoot round those. You've got to overfly those farm Land Rovers down there. So you need to take a fast downwind beat along this face. And we've got a number of different takeoff options. But as a general rule, we use the much smoother area along there, even when we're flying this side. Also means that you're not launching with the protection fence, the V-barred wire and all the various bits of gubbins up there behind you. So generally take off from that side and then work the face. Right, far end of the compound, there's just one last radio array there. I've got quite a large area here. Takes a good range of directions with good layout. The transition's not too bad and it gets better and better as you get along here. So as more you're this way, the cleaner your airflow at the wing. Here you've got to watch for these lumps and bumps, but on a good breeze day, pop the wing on this bit, jog along and take off. Plan of action today though is fairly obviously just get off and fly down. And wind direction is not actually too bad, it's about straight into wind that way. And because of the rounding slope here, it makes for a relatively easy takeoff when you've got a breeze. Folks out walking the dogs. Now, just have to give the sheep time. So with the steeper bit, and particularly the cliff over there, you want to wait until they shift down. You don't want to spook any. And the folks with the loose dogs, they've obviously spotted them and going back. And I'm there, and they're just sitting watching me. So what they'll do is come down a bit, so I can lay the wing out where they can see it, and that gives them plenty of time to make up their mind that it's not a hazard. Right, save the batteries. Seen the wing go out, start to move round the hill. I'll bounce up and down a few times, gives them plenty of warning, let them walk away. Take off that way, carving out, go further out than they would normally because of the sheep on the face of the hill, and then the downwind run towards the parking area. Right, leave the camera sitting on the gloves. Okay, check the airspace. Loose, so park that properly first of all. Every 30 seconds the airspace checked. Safety risers in the safety hand. Rechecking, not forgetting overhead. Slow, 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 and let it settle. Very easy. And bounce. And the sheep plenty of time to see the wing. Settle, and recharge. Let it drop on its back. Quite slack. Okay, so we've got nice breeze straight up this gentle slope. Fence is about 50 feet further down that way, and it's stepped the wrong way to roll the wing and then taking off, remembering that there's dips and lifts there. The closer you get to there, the easier it is on that, but extending your flight that way. Okay, power down, save the last of the battery, set up, bounce the wing up, let the sheep see it, drop it, and then do the takeoff. Okay, battery warning is on, tactile, visual, audio. Tactile, visual, audio, yes, yes. Recheck the airspace and overhead, camera hanging loose, take off, step the wrong way, 90-degree crosswind on takeoff, turning another 90 degrees to downwind, and aim to fly to the farm. Okay, wings up nice. Wait, 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 it's hanging back slightly. That's it, starting to go now. Putting in the turn. Long strides, launching! See ya! out from the hill. I'm going hands-free off the camera and ready in case of any emergencies while I clear the power lines, and passing over 3 times the height. Sheep are all round there. Start heading for the road. If there's any warmth still left in the road, remember think of it, warmth is much more to do with the difference in temperature. So anything residual from the heat, slightly warmer here, giving a wee bit lift. At this point on the ground level, the NICE is a definite katabatic flow. Having a tailwind will improve the glide. Sheep are over on the left hand side, well clear of the road, and downslope very slightly to the right. So the plan of action is, as I get near the power lines, do a carving turn to the right or a rear riser flare depending on the height. Carving turn to the right, ideal would probably be 180 if there's katabatic, so I'm going into the slight breeze. All depends on what the glide is. Keep checking the airspace, look for any other aircraft. Every so often you're looking ahead, you're not looking at other aircraft. Assess the drift. So at the moment when I look at the tower, look at the bar in the background, there's a tiny drift to my left, very close. The odds are, see the low wind and the tailwind. There's a sand bunker there, so I'm going to carve the turn to the right. Power lines also on that side. Round, and yes, there is a katabatic, so just dropping the wing down there, and instead of the rear riser flaring, the wing overshoots. Yeah, definite katabatic here, and probably first touchdown was there, and that's to here, almost dead sticking it. Now I'll get the, oh, here's a wee feather. Yep, so not much, but maybe you can see the movement in it down there on the grass. So that's probably 2 knots maximum, maybe less, a couple of knots coming down slope. So yep, tailwind on the approach, and just that wee carve round close into the bunker there, and you can see the drift sideways, because I would have been turning there in calm conditions and ending slightly up, turning there, drifting still sideways, and stop. Definitely worth the hike. Lovely day.